guys, we're having a look at the manual mode today on Thermomix. I'm going to manualize a recipe for you today that I have never tried. The first large circle you see there is the length of time you want the machine to run. The middle one is the temperature, so you can adjust that to what temperature you'd like, and the last one is the speed of the blades. There's also a small button down the bottom, and you can hit that button to reverse the blades. So the blades are designed to be sharp on one side and blunt on the other. So depending on what you're doing, you may wish to reverse the blades so you're not getting as fine a chop or a chop at all. Just moving across to some of the preset modes and selecting the scales. This recipe calls for 150 grams of butter. As I said, I haven't made this recipe before, so I have no idea how long that is going to take to melt. So I've just popped in the 150 grams of butter. Now I'm going back to the main screen, and I'm going to try 2 minutes for melting the butter. So I'm just going to turn the time up to 2 minutes. The middle one to about 60 degrees. I think that'll be okay for butter. And the last one just to a slow stirring mode, either the spoon or speed 1. I'm just coming back to check that now to see if that was long enough, and looking inside the bowl, there's still a little bit more butter, so I'm just going to pop that back and give it a further minute, and I can then go ahead and record the step for this recipe for future use. So I would record it as 3 minutes 60 degrees and speed 1, and that way I don't need to check next time. I can just go straight ahead and pop that in for this recipe. And that's the melted butter. The next ingredient it's calling for is 250 grams of biscuits, and I've just got an entire package there of shortbread biscuits, and I'm just popping those in whole. Now I'm just going to have a bit of a test to see how long it's going to take to blend those biscuits into my biscuit base. I'm going to try 5 seconds on a reasonably high speed. Somewhere between 6 and 7 would be a place to be for cutting things up. I don't need any temperature, so I'm just going to dial that back to no temperature, because we're not cooking here, we are simply crushing those biscuits into the butter. So I'm just going to dial it up to about 4 and slowly move it up to around 7. Being that they're such big biscuits, it's a good idea just to start a bit slower, to chop them up a little bit and then slowly increase it. So I'm just going to leave it there at 10 seconds and see what the result is inside. And there it is, and I'm totally happy with that result. They're completely crushed up, and so I'd record that step now as 10 seconds on speed 4, dialing it up to 7 for that result to occur for future recipe. I'm just going to show you that I'm just going to give the bowl a quick wash. There's no soap in here. You can actually wash your bowl with soap as well to get a deeper clean, but in this case we're just going to rinse out all the crumbs and then move on to the cheesecake. I'm just selecting universal mode. That mode seems to be the best one for just a quick clean, and that's the result of the bowl, nice and clean. I've just dried that out to make sure there's no crumbs left. There's not really any need to pull it all apart or anything, because we're going to continue to use it. Just selecting those scales again, and the next ingredient it's calling for is cream cheese. Now it's asking for 750 grams, up to 7 to 750 is what the recipe's asking for. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop in there what I have. Pretty sure it's close to 750. And then we'll move along to the next step. So there's no need to adjust anything here. When your recipe says grams, you can just move ahead and use the exact grams, of course, because that's how it's measured on Thermomix. So we've got our cream cheese in there. Now it's asking for some condensed milk. It's asking for 2 cans of condensed milk. And so all that's required here is to refer back to how many grams is in the can, and they're 395. So doubling that for 2 cans, I'm looking for around 800 grams of condensed milk. This is a homemade condensed milk. I will make a future video around savings on baking ingredients, but if you bake a lot, it is really good idea to be making some of your ingredients. This entire container of condensed milk cost me under 20% of what I would be spending on cans. The next thing it's asking for is a half a cup of lemon juice. So referring to your measuring cups, half a cup is 125 mils. So if you convert liquids from mils back to grams, you'll get a really good result. I'm just showing you how you can use the top of your Thermomix lid to squeeze lemons. There's a small hole under the center measuring cap there, and it allows for the liquid to fall through but not the pips. So you won't be needing any longer a lemon juicer. You can simply squeeze your lemon juice on top of the lid and it's going to dribble down into the bowl and catch all those pips. So we're just going to squeeze those lemons up to the 125 mark that the recipe initially called for, and I'll show you in a moment how the lid catches the pips for you. Nearly done. Just a tiny bit more. This is a refrigerated cheesecake, so there's no baking in this one. It's a really easy one, and the whole thing took under 10 minutes. I'm just going to show you that lid now and show you how it's caught the pip on the top there. So all the juice has fallen through, but you can see the little pips are caught on the outside because it's not big enough for the pips to fall through. Tipping the rest of that juice back into the bowl so we don't waste anything. And now I'm just going to pop on the lid and blend these ingredients together. And again, I don't know how long this is going to take. So I'm just going to go back to the home screen again. And I'm simply blending here. So I'm going to pop it on for 2 minutes and see the result at the end. At a reasonably high speed, because we do actually want to blend these things together. So I'm going right up to speed 6. And I'll turn it off at 1 minute and see whether I need to complete the other minute. Just graduating that up to speed 8, just to make sure that it's spinning nice and fast and we're incorporating a lot of air and fluffiness into that mixture. So I'll just check that at 1 minute. So if you just press that button, it's going to stop the machine for you. And let's have a look. And that's perfect. 1 minute. So 1 minute to blend that cheesecake together. And I would record that step now as 1 minute, speed 8 for future reference. I'm just scooping out all that beautiful mixture out of the bowl and into my base. Moving that around to even it out. And that's it. That whole cheesecake took around 10 minutes. Not really much longer than that, I don't think. This one's going to my son's 15th birthday tomorrow, and it was a big request for his birthday. There it is. All done. I am a demonstrator for Thermomix. If you'd like a demonstration, let me know. And if you're not interested in a demonstration, feel free to purchase a Thermomix if you'd like one from the link in my description bar. Regardless of your purchase preferences, we will always offer you ongoing support as needed on your Thermomix journey. Feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. always posting updates on Thermomix specials. Hit like on this video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more Thermomix videos coming along, uploading around 4 times a week at the moment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell just to make sure you're getting notified, and thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day. Bye.